Hello, everyone, and good morning to you. Let's look at the GBPUSD and let's see if we have any trading opportunity that we could take advantage of during this new week. Now, going to the daily time frame, the first thing we will observe obviously is that price action has been on a bearish momentum, and this is very evident after connecting the series of lower highs to give us this resulting bearish trend line I was able to identify here on the daily time frame. And you can see what has been happening since the beginning of the year. Price has consistently respected that bearish trend line. And the last time price came into the bearish trend line was sometime in the month of August. I think the early days of the month of August was the last time we saw price respecting that bearish trend line. And from a technical perspective like this, if we are going to be expecting a trend continuation, that is a uniform trend continuation to the downside, we expect that following this impulsive move right from this point, we should be seeing price come back into the bearish trend line one more time to do probably a retest of the structure to send price going to the downside, or we could be having an outright breakout of the structure to give us a signal of a trend continuation to the upside. So now going into the new week, what is going to be our expectation? Are we going to be seeing price come back into the bearish trend line this week? That is, price come back into the bearish trend line here, which also shares a confluence with the key level I was able to identify at the 1.18500 area to send price going to the downside? Or are we going to be witnessing an outright move to the downside during the early hours of the week to confirm the strength of the sellers at this point in the market? Now let's zoom into the structure we have since the beginning of last week. Now, if we zoom closely into what has been happening in the last 5 days, that is what happened during the course of last week trading session, we can see that the volume the volume of trade last week was not as massive as what we've been experiencing in the past. And another thing that caught my attention here was how price has consistently respected the 1.14500 level during the course of last week trading session to give me a clue that the sellers might have lost the momentum that they have been enjoying in the last couple of months now. Now, because of this multiple region of the 1.14500 area, I begin to have a bullish perspective into what might be happening new week. So it's likely that we're going to be having a counter trend opportunity this week if price gives us a bullish signal to be able to join that rally. Now let's scale down to a much lower time frame and let's see what is really happening around here to now make to now make an informed decision on how we intend to trade the GBP USD next week. So now I was able to scale down to the 4 hours time frame. Hold on a second. Let's go down to the 4 hours time frame and let's see what is happening here. So right on the 4 hours time frame, what do we observe? Now let me delete this. The first thing I observe here is that we have a demand zone. We can see right between the 1.1400 level, a very strong psychological area, right into the 1.14500 or 600 area. We have a demand zone, and we can see every time price comes into this area, we see multiple rejection, and that is enough to for us to label this place. So I want to label this area for so that we have a sense of clarity about this information we have here. So let me do that. Okay, so we have our demand zone right around this area, and this is very evident. Following this impulsive move since the later part of the month of August, we saw how price came back, came down into the 1.14500 area in the early days of this month, and since then we have been seeing bullish move from that point. The second one came and price continued to the upside here. So this is more or less looking like a reversal pattern to me. It could be, you could call it a double bottom structure. And then when we identify a reversal pattern like this from a technical standpoint, we expect that we expect to locate our neckline, which is going to be our yardstick for this week. So now bringing out my line chart at this point, and then let's find a neckline of this reversal pattern here. We could see that we have somewhere around the 1.15750 area to be our guide for this week. So let's do this, and then let's label it for the sake of clarity. So we have 1.15750 area. Let me give this a gold color and place it at the top right hand side of our screen. And then let's give this a gold color. Okay, so we have something like this. And now let's go back to our candle chart. Now look at what we have here. Following this impulsive move to the downside here, we saw multiple rejection, a double rejection, which looks more like a double bottom structure, which from a technical standpoint is a very strong reversal pattern. And we see a bullish signal in the form of the breakout of the neckline of that reversal pattern, which is going to be our key level for this week. So we already have a breakout of that structure at the 1.15750. And one thing we should be expecting after a breakout like this for further confirmation is a retest of that structure, after which we look out for patterns on lower time frame to join the rally to the upside. So now that is the first structure we have here. And the second one I was able to identify here, if we go back to my line chart here, we have this structure, which is more or less a reversal pattern. And we can see how price respected this trend line. We saw rejection here by buyers. We saw rejection before we saw the breakdown during the later part of last week trading session. Sorry, last days of the month of August struck the month of September. Then we saw price come back to retest that level. We saw another retest of this level one more time. Then during the course of last week trading session, we also saw another rejection before the breakout of the structure happened. Now, with the structure we have here and the breakout of the structure, well, I want to be tending towards a bullish momentum on the GBPUSD next week. So what I want to be looking forward to, since we already have a breakout of structure, I want to see how price is going to relate with this level during the early hours of the week. Let's see if we are going to be having further multiple rejection of the 1.15700 area, which also shares a confluence with this trend line we identified here. Then I want to be looking for to buy structures to join the rally to the upside. So be rest assured I will be sharing an update in this regard during the early hours of the week after we've monitored how price action will relate with this area. And I will be giving an update in the comment section as usual on the GBPUSD. If this video has been of immense help in making your individual decision on the GBPUSD, kindly support this project by clicking the like button. And you will also want to follow me on my TradingView platform at Dark Sherry so that you don't miss out on the regular updates I normally share in the comment section of every video. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you on Monday so that we can continue our journey to take advantage of a trading opportunity on this pair. Bye bye.